Good morning, Bande Matram. Welcome all of you. So now we are going to have a short discussion on come for the divine work. So that is the topic of discussion for right now. Come for the divine work, divine's work of the divine. So for that, I'll actually the call is there. Come for the divine work. So when there is a topic of discussion on divine work, thing is that why this divine work? That is what the question. That's what is explained by the mother. All this perfection which we are going to acquire is not for the personal and selfish end. Whatever we are going to perform consciously in this way of sadhana, that must not be what all this perfection. We know in integral yogic process, perfection is the goal. So all this perfection which are coming to acquire is not for a personal and selfish end. It is in order to be able to manifest the divine. Entire thing, whatever we are going to perform, whatever we are doing, that is for the that is to be able to manifest the divine. It is put on as the at the service of the divine, to manifest the divine, to put at the service of the divine. So we don't pursue this development with a selfish intention of the personal perfection. So this must not be done in a selfish motivation, selfish intention of personal perfection. We pursue it because the divine work has to be accomplished. That is the purpose. This divine work must be accomplished. For that, actually, we are performing the divine's work. Here, actually, Mother has a great call. Come for the divine work. We should try to quote beautifully. It has been quoted beautifully, of course. Each time someone comes to tell me, I come for my yoga. So, all the disciples or Sishya, they go for the Guru for the pursuance of their inner quest. So they will do the sadhana. For that they need a guru. So mother course, most of the time people come and tell me, I come for my yoga. I say, oh no, then don't come. It is much difficult here than anywhere else. You can go anywhere, but here specifically, if you are choosing, if you are coming, it is difficult process because you have come, and of course you have expressed your intention. I come for my yoga. So here it is the mother's sincere advice. No, don't come here. It is more difficult here than anywhere else. Again, mother quotes of somebody else. If someone comes to tell me, I come to work, I come to make myself useful. That is second case. Initially, somebody came and told, I come for my work, and the answer, no, don't come then. It is much more difficult here than anywhere else. Again, second one, someone comes and tells me, I come to work, I come to make myself useful. Then mother course, it's okay, right? But if third one, some comes and says, I have many difficulties outside. I can't manage to overcome the difficulties. I want to come here because it will help me. Three categories. First, somebody is coming, I come for my yoga. Mother quotes, no. Second one, he is coming, I come for work, I come to make myself useful. Mother quotes, okay, it is all right. But third one, if somebody is coming and trying to express his views, I have many difficulties outside. Where really I am staying, there are many difficulties. I can't manage to overcome these difficulties. Very difficult. I can't manage, I can't overcome. I want to come here because it will help me. Then mother's answer, no, no, it will be much more difficult here. Your difficulties will increase considerably. Don't come. Whatever difficulties you are coming, your difficulties may be extended, it must be expanded. Don't come. And that is with what it means, because they are no longer isolated difficulties, they are collective difficulties. Here, where there is divinity, there is stupidity. A great force is working. It is a great laboratory, near the mother's ashram. Near the mother, actually, this ashram, so many. It is a collective difficulties, not the isolated difficulties. So, again, mother goes forward and puts a beautiful clarification. So, in addition to your own personal difficulty, you have all the frictions. Your personal difficulties are there with which you have come here because you are not able to overcome. Here also, collective difficulties. In addition to your personal difficulty, you have all the frictions, contracts, all your contacts, all your reactions, all your things which come from outside. Mother clarifies. First, it is your personal difficulties, then collective difficulties. Mother quotes, in addition to your personal difficulty, you have all the frictions, all contacts, all reactions, all things which come from outside. As a test, so things are coming as a test. Exactly on the weak point, the thing that's most difficult to solve. It is test. Problems are coming very difficult, of course, most difficult to solve. It is there that you will hear from someone to phrase to the someone the phrase which was just the one you did not want to hear. Most of the things you are not interested to hear, but the things someone will come and tell you that problem. Someone will make you make towards you that gesture which was exactly the one which could shock you. Very difficult. Something shocks you, that will be, that gesture will come from somewhere, someone. And you find yourself facing circumstances, a movement, a fact, an object, everything, anything at all, just the thing which you don't like, you don't prefer. So in many ways mother tries to explain it in that to that person. Some gesture that will be sucking, you will hear something that you don't want to hear, and likely some circumstance, some movement, some fact, object, anything else will come which is really unbearable, unexpected for you. How I should have liked this is not happen. That's what then you will feel, it should not have happened. I did not like it was not to my preference like this. And it's that which will happen. You did not expect, you did not you are not prepared, still then it will come, and at that time really it will come and it will happen. There is no remedy, and it may be consistently, and most of the times it will be coming and more and more. So because you don't do your yoga for yourself alone. This yoga, it is for the entire mankind, entire world, entire creation. So you are not doing the yoga for yourself alone. You do the yoga for everybody without wanting to automatically. So this is the what you are doing. So when people come and tell me, I come here for peace, quietness, leisure to do my yoga. Sometimes, because many varieties of people are coming here while interviewing, facing on the board table, we feel these people, they are having views. What is the purpose if you are coming? Why you are coming? Another set number 4, category 4, they are coming and telling, I come for peace, quietness, leisure to do my yoga. Then mother's answer will be no, no. No, 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 3 times. No, no, no. You go away immediately somewhere else. You will be much more peaceful anywhere else than here. Here you can't find that peace, that quietness, that leisure to do the yoga. You will find somewhere better place for that, but here it is not the right place. Then number, of course, fifth category. If someone says, comes and says, well, here I feel that I should consecrate myself to the divine work. Number 5, that category people, they are coming. That here I am, yes, well, here I am. I feel that I should consecrate myself to the divine work. That consecration, that is that idea and that mentality is there. I want to consecrate myself to the divine work. I am ready to do work at all that you give me. Whatever work will be given to me, I am here to do that, and with the sentiment of consecration, I will consecrate. Then mother's final wording will be good. That's all right. If you have goodwill, endurance, and some capacity, mother course. If you have the goodwill, endurance, and some capacity, it's all right. But to find the solitude necessary for your inner development, it is better to go somewhere else, elsewhere else, but not here. So, because he is coming, that I want to consecrate to the divine work, I am ready to do the any work, what will that and any work at all you that you give me. I say good, that's all right. If you have goodwill, endurance, and some capacity, three things mother quoted: goodwill, endurance, and some capacity, it is all right. But to find solitude necessary, if you are in quest of that solitude, and for the inner development, it is better to go somewhere else, elsewhere else, but not here. So anyway, there is a call, we have to come, we have to be consecrated, and do. So there was a question being put to mother: why do we do this divine work? It will make it is to make ourselves like this. Why? What is the purpose of performing the divine work? And mother quotes, clarifies, no, not at all. It is because that's the divine will, not that you are doing that I am giving or something. That is the divine will. It is not at all for a personal reason. It must not be like that. It is because it's a divine will, and it is the divine work. Divine work, will, and divine work. This has been everything only divine. So nothing personal. No personal reason you can come and work. Again, mother is having a uh, magnificent clarification. So long as a personal aspiration or desire, both mother has quoted. So long as a personal and aspiration or desire, a selfish will, a great get mingled in it. So just imagine, along with this divine will and divine work, that with that intention, sometimes a personal aspiration or desire, a selfish will get mingled in it. It is always creates a mixture. So divine and personal, that will and intention, and your selfish will, personal desire and ambition. So when this gets mingled, it creates a mixture, and is not exactly the expression of the divine will. That you must remember. That mixture is never the expression of the divine will. The only thing which must count is the divine, his will, his manifestation, his expression. These are the only things that are really, truly required, that you must know. As you are in the mother course, the only thing which must count is the divine, his will, his manifestation, his expression. One is here. Why someone is here? One is that, and nothing else. Only to fulfill his will, his manifestation, his expression, and the divine. One is only for that. And as long as there is a feeling of self, the ego, ego, the person which enters, well, it proves that one is not at what he is ought to be. So everything, as long as there is a personal feeling of self, ego, and the person which enters, it indicates that he is not at all he is not what he ought to be. Again, I don't say that this can be done overnight, but still, indeed, is the truth. Without this, nothing can be done. No mixture is expected, only the divine will, the divine work, and the divine, his manifestation, his expression is what is that required. So, another thing, really, we most of the time we feel that the message you can remember and offer. That is the great message, and of course it is a very familiar, it is a very popular message from mother. Then on that only there was a question put to the mother. Then we are when we are concentrated in a mental movement or intellectual pursuit, Why do we sometimes forget or lose touch with the divine? So that is the question being put. When we are concentrated in mental movements or intellectual pursuit, why do we sometimes forget or lose touch of with the divine? So Mother clarifies, you lose it because your consciousness is still divided, moving with a divided consciousness. The divine is not settled into your mind. Divine has not settled into your mind. You are at the wholly consecrated to the divine life. You are not wholly consecrated to the divine life. Otherwise, you should consecrate it to any extent upon such things, and still you should have the sense of being helped and supported by the divine. Because it is everything is fragmented, divided, not wholly prepared, not wholly consecrated. That is what the problem is. That sense thing is that you should, if you are consecrated, then this help and support will come from the divine. Again, Mother quotes, in all pursuit, intellectual or active, in all pursuits, intellectual or active, your one own motto will be remember and offer. That is the motto you will having, that remember and offer. Let whatever you do be done in the done as an offering to the divine. That consecration will be there. Whatever you do, that must be done as a offering to the divine, and these two will be an excellent discipline for you. Remember and offer, because see, division, when it will cease you don't know. You are with moving with a fragmented mind and a body. That perfection is not at reached. So you do one thing, excellent discipline, as it will be an excellent discipline for you. It will prevent you from doing many foolish and useless things. So think what we have to do. Only thing we have to do, remember and offer. Always very active and very conscious. So finally we'll try to read Sri Aurobindo in 2 3 messages on divine working. Sri Aurobindo quotes, our limitation and distortions are our contributions to the working. Our limitations and distortion are our contributions to the working. The true power in it is the divine's. So here we know divine know we are incompetent, we are imperfect. That is known. For this, still knowing this also we are coming, because imperfection will be turned towards perfection. That will be concentrated. You will have to learn. You have to develop. So these limitations and distortions are our contribution to the working. You know that Situbandha, that Gunduchi, it did not actually know that what work will be done by me, but it was taking part, and finally it was bestowed with divine blessing. Again, the next step is divine uses our error in order to arrive at the truth. That is all. Initially, we had a brief discussion. We had some comments here. So this already in the initial parts here in the quoted, limitations and distortions are our contributions to the divine working. The true power, it is divine's faithful way. Second format here in the quoted, divine workings, the divine working. What is the purpose? What is the actually motive behind the divine working? What truth? What is the truth behind the divine working? The divine working uses error in order to arrive at the truth. Uses error in order to arrive at the truth. Again, suffering in order to arrive at the bliss, because we have suffering. And the third, imperfection in order to arrive at the perfection. Three things you wear. Man is having only three things. Number one, how he or she Rabindra has quoted. So number one is error. Number two is actually suffering, and the number three is imperfection. But here, in the course, divine working is uses our error, number one, to arrive at the truth. Error, that side is truth, to arrive at the truth. Second, suffering in order to arrive at the bliss. Here is suffering, the purpose is to arrive at the bliss. Third, imperfection. He uses our this divine working uses our imperfection in order to arrive at the perfection. That is his motive. Again, on divine working, Sri Aurobindo is having another observation. In all that is done in the universe, In all that is done in the universe, the divine through his Shakti is behind all action. Whatever is being done in the universe, the divine through his Shakti is behind all action, but he is veiled by his Yoga Maya and works the ego of the Jiva in the lower nature. So, divine working we must know, divine work we must know, and we must be perfect in the to perform the divine work, and we must be ready. Jatha nijuktosmi tatha kuromi. That must be our motive. Vande Mataram.